Okay, you know, Freddie Mercury might be the great pretender, but I am the great extender, okay? And let me explain to you what this means. Nowadays, when you go out to eat, you know, things are hella expensive, and, you know, this is gonna hold up even for, you know, 10 to 15 to however many years from now. Eating out is always gonna be really expensive. So, you know, typically you might be like, okay, I'm willing to spend, you know, say $10 or $15 on a meal out. But I've been starting to kind of look at things differently. I'm gonna use Chipotle as an example to kind of get my point across. You know, you go to Chipotle and you buy a bowl for $10 and you get a prescribed amount of, you know, protein, chicken, beef, whatever. Steak, sorry. You know, you kind of get an unlimited amount of sides or toppings. So, you know, rice, lettuce, salsa. You know, you could get a burrito with 50 scoops of sour cream. You just have to wear meta glasses. That's the hack. I'm gonna eat this Chipotle bowl in my desired manner, okay? And if I were to do that, I'm gonna eat all of my chicken in like 2 minutes, and I'm gonna have like 3/4 of my, you know, rice and whatever else left. And that's very unsavory because it's just not a bowl anymore at that point. But there is something that you can do. So I'll go home and I'll add my own chicken. And today I just went to the store and I got 10.8 pounds of chicken for $17. That's a heck of a deal, honestly. In 2026, sign me up any day of the week. You know, even with like Chinese takeout, you get some chicken with black bean sauce. That shit is scintillating. And you have leftover sauce and onions, peppers, whatever. You just add more chicken, boom. You have more spawned. It's a duplication glitch working 2026. See, this is how you hack the life. This is how you hack the mainframe. You know, you don't have to eat things how they're presented to you. So I say that this is just an outlet of creativity and, you know, cost saving, because how I grocery shop is honestly something that I take a lot of pride in, because I save a lot of money and I'm able to kind of get more enjoyment out of the food that I will buy outside. And this is probably not even like, you know, the best way to kind of go about it, right? Obviously, it's best to, you know, cook at home all the time, but, you know, I don't want to do that all the time. Sometimes I want to go eat a Chipotle bowl, and that's fine. But I think that this is like ultimate tech, because I could eat the Chipotle bowl in, you know, receiving the highest level of utility I could, you know, possibly receive from it, because I'm eating in the preferred ratios of protein to rice to toppings, okay? Fuck. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. You know, all my debts actually like get sent into this Discord server I'm in, you know, via like a plugin. So these people probably think that I'm really bad at this game, which I am, but I'm not this bad. I've been trying to drink less soda, not because, oh, it's like bad for you or anything, but just because I feel like I've kind of been reaching a little too much for it, just subconsciously. You know, if I'm bored, or, you know, if I just want to taste something, you know, I'll kind of just go ahead and grab a soda from the fridge. And I feel like, you know, when you have a little bit too much of it, you know, too much of anything isn't good. But it kind of loses its appeal a bit. Like a nice cold Coke, great, you know, but if you're having like 2 a day, it's just not as good. So right now I'm actually drinking some black tea, iced black tea. Listen to this. Dude, I love ice, man. I am ice. This is extension, right? If this was soda and I had my ice melting, it's just gonna turn shitty, right? But when the ice fucking melts, dude, I'm just getting more drink. I'm getting more fucking beverage because it's tea. And it's really refreshing, man. Like, it makes me feel good. It feels fresh. And you cannot put a price on just feeling good like that, honestly. I just, you know, I had to tell myself when to stop. And that's something that's hard to do, especially when it comes to, you know, consuming things. Anyway, so about the Chipotle, like, you know, if I were to go out to eat with someone and I see that they had like their leftover like rice and stuff, like they may just throw it away, and I'm just like, oh dude, like there's so much potential. You can reforge it and make something even more, right? And I get, you know, everyone has like their own preferences, but like it just irks me when there's like any kind of food waste. But I would say that it's a kind of nuanced situation. You know, if it's something that you don't want to eat and you feel like you need to eat it on the spot, it's probably not good because, you know, someone told me once, you either waste the food or you waste it in your body. So if you have the capability to kind of bring it home and it's not a nuisance, and you're able to get home in a timely manner to kind of refrigerate it, cool. I would extend it because I am the extender. You better respect my name. But yeah, it kind of irks me when like there's food waste in general, just because like, you know, I'd rather eat it than have it be thrown away. You know, one of my favorite pastimes back in grade school was kind of just waiting for people to not eat their lunch and then kind of just get whatever remained. So very significantly in elementary school, there was this kid whose grandmother would always make him this insane, really good Chinese food, okay? And this, I don't know, this guy was like really tall, but he did not eat at all. Like, I don't know how he was growing, because this guy would just not eat any of his lunch. And he would kind of just wait, right? I'm kind of just waiting to kind of jump on the opportunity to, you know, eat some of this food because it was really good. Like rice and noodles and dumplings, you know, some of the best dumplings I've probably ever had in my life. It's crazy. But, you know, at some point during like the lunch period, he would just grab his like little Tupperware container and he would just drop it into the middle of the table and everyone would just dive in and just try to get it. Man, those were fun times. I just love food, dude. It's not good, but you know, it's something I live for. It makes me happy. But I remember vividly just this specific memory. My hands are cupped like this, and they were just full of these like noodles, like these oily noodles, and I was just like eating it, and it was so good because like I didn't have a plate or, you know, anywhere to actually put them or any utensils to eat them with. And I just remember having this like grease-laden face, and like I just feel like the girls' table, like they were kind of just staring at me. So sort of contextualizes probably why I did not have that much female contact in school. Just because I liked food too much, you know? But like I was eating it so fast. I'm a fast eater, like I could hardly breathe. So I'm just like, I feel this like, you know, slight burning sensation in my chest, but it's like so delicious. And I'm being stared at. Like, dude, if you're not gonna eat your lunch, give it to me. I think it's good for the universe if I'm eating it rather than, you know, kind of going to waste or spoiling or whatever it may be. Because I don't know, some people just view food more as for function, and they feel like, you know, they don't need to eat it. When you think of children's books, you're probably thinking of like The Giving Tree, or I don't know what other examples there are. Okay, you're thinking about The Giving Tree. But not me. I'm thinking about Strega Nona. And you may be asking, who is Strega Nona? Because you probably don't know. You probably don't know her like I do. Okay, Strega Nona is a witch of sorts, and I'm pretty sure that this you know, book takes place in like Italy or something. But she has this magic pasta pot, and it's a never-ending pasta pot. It's bottomless. And so she says these magic words, and then like she like blows like 3 kisses to it or something, and that makes it work. So she hired this laborer, this guy, Big Anthony, to assist her. And he's like, oh my God, Strega Nona has this insane technology. She has this insane pasta pot. And I think like, I don't recall the story perfectly, but I think like, you know, he was going around telling people and they were like, oh, I don't believe you, that's ridiculous. Who would have such a thing? There's no such thing as bottomless pasta pot, because that's just magic. That's ridiculous. So, you know, Big Anthony didn't know about the kisses that you're supposed to blow to kind of seal the deal. So he went to go mess with the pasta pot. And boy, the pasta came. And it frickin' overflowed and crushed the whole city. And of course, Strega Nona comes and, you know, resolves the situation. And I think this story is supposed to have like, you know, some kind of, you know, meaning or moral to it. Like, you know, don't mess with things that you don't understand, or, You know, there's consequences to your actions. You know, don't be like Big Anthony. But in my head, I'm just thinking, dude, this is the coolest thing ever, okay? I need this. You know, this is my dream, to have this never-ending pasta pot. And speaking of which, I heard like Olive Garden is rebooting their like never-ending pasta bowl thing. You know, maybe it might be time, as I've never had that before. In similar fashion, like one of the things that I would daydream about as a kid was having like a magical never-ending bag of chips that I could just endlessly eat from. Dude, like I just love carbs. And I had a dream that took place in school where all of like the school's water fountains were replaced with like these magical water fountains that could dispense like endless amounts of different sodas and like juices and drinks and stuff, that you could just like press the button for Sprite, boom, crisp, refreshing Sprite after recess. Dude, like I am just a fat ass, and this is all I can think about. Oh my god, dude. You know, food is life, man. I'm gonna be honest. Sugar is good in moderation. Everything is good in moderation, including moderation. So when you're in doubt, just use a little bit of the extender, you know, like the oblong, the elongated. Yeah. You have to be careful about when to use this technique, right? This extension. There's some things that you don't want to extend because it can be very dangerous, like daily contact lenses. You don't want to extend that because you could have some nasty infection. I don't know, man. Like, go ahead and just let me know like what you extend and what things you try to stay away from extending. You know, we can all learn. We can all become more than what we are. Extension! Oh, it's beautiful, ain't it?